What's up guys, and welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Today we'll be checking out the ban list. So the ban list has been updated for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and apparently there were a lot of reactions from different other duelists, Yu-Gi tubers, as well as streamers. So today I'll be creating this video so we can react to the ban list together. Alright. So first up, we have the cards that are limited to 3 only. We have Alistair the Invoker. So if you're a ranked player, you'll know that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, Alistair the Invoker is actually one of very top tier kind of decks along with Dark Magician. The Magician's Rod in the previous ban list was limited to 2 only, so now it's been freed and you can now use the 3. Journey's Spectral Sword has also been limited to 3 as well. So Shurnui is also, so these 3 cards are actually top tier archetypes in the rank place. So with these key cards being limited to 3 now, there's a high chance that they'll become top tiers again inside the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links rank tournaments. So Invocation is also limited to 3 along with Cosmic Cyclone and also Elemental Load. So Elemental Sabers are also quite powerful as well, especially with the presence of their field spells. So Magician Navigation as well, you can play 3 up to 3 now. And also Assault Armor for basically any warriors kind of archetype. Next up, let's look for the semi-limited. So limited to 2 now, we have Blackbird Close, the trap card that allows you to special summon a Blackwing Dragon. Crystron Impact. That's okay, I guess. Pulse Mines as well. So Pulse Mines functions like a Windstorm or Atakwa for your machine monsters. And Treacherous Trap Hole as well. Okay. Cybernetic Overflow has been limited to 2 copies only. Okay, so Cybernetic Overflow is actually one of the key cards for a lot of Cyber Dragon decks, because normally if this card is destroyed, you can search for a Cyber Spell card. You can look for Cybernetic Fusion support as well as cyber like that Cyber Dragon spell card that for kind of like Machine Dupe. Okay, not Machine Dupe, but the one that if you have 3 Cyber Dragon copies in graveyard, you can add 1 copy to your hand and add 1 from the deck. Anyway, Shin's Dojo, so 6 Sams are getting limited as well. Secret Pass to the Treasures. Secret Pass to the Treasures is actually one of the common cards, because you would combo this with one of the Grapekeeper cards to do a high amount of effect damage, because it allows monsters with less than 1,000 attack points to attack directly. Kawakimeru. The Iron Core is limited to 2, okay? I don't mind that at all. Cup of Ace is limited to 2, so not much change from the previous one. World Legacy Clash. This is a rare card, but it's actually quite efficient, especially when you're in rank, because it's a quick play spell. So you banish a face-up monster you control, then target a monster your opponent control. That target loses attack and defense equal to that amount. So if you were to combo this in a dinosaur deck, for example on Giant Rex, essentially your opponent's monster loses 2,000 attack and defense, and when Giant Rex gets banished, he returns to the field, and he gains the effect of having extra 300 for each dinosaur monster banished. So basically you just bring it back out. So this is actually quite a good combo, to be honest. Next up we have Dark Lord Contact. Dark Lords as well, special summon Dark Lord from your graveyard in defense position and once a turn. So this is actually quite good. Time Machine Angel Ritual is still limited to 2. And yeah, that isn't much. Silent Sword Slash. So for those of you who don't know, Silent Swordsman is quite a very effective card in ranked plays. Since he is unaffected by spell cards, opponent's spell cards. Meaning, anytime your opponent activates like World Legacy Clash or maybe like enemy controller, your Silent Swordsman is basically untouchable. With this spell card, it gives it an extra 1500 attack boost, and it's permanent, by the way. And then, if this card is in the graveyard, you can actually banish it to get a Silent Swordsman monster from your deck to your hand. Spellbook of Faith, so spellbooks are still here. And Witchcrafter Holiday. So those of you who managed to play Darkside Dimensions event with Taya, you'll actually duel against Taya using Witchcrafters, which is actually quite annoying, to be honest. But they're on the same par as Arrow Mage because of their combos, their chains nonetheless. Neo's Fusion is limited to 2. Well, those of you who are free-to-play players don't have to worry because we only have 1 copy, so this card is actually quite normal because it's essentially like Red Eyes Fusion, but you bring out a Neo's monster instead, with the condition of you not being able to special summon during that turn. Hatronate bounces all spell and traps back to the hand. Econ is still here, along with Concentrating Current. Charge of the Light Brigade. Okay. Blackwing Orochi the Squall. Light Crimson Fox is still there. Janix Controller is limited to 2. But for what reason? It's a Tuna Vanilla with 1400 attack and 1200 defense. So the reason why it's so because a lot of the players, especially like super heavy samurai, or not super heavy samurais, certain like control decks would abuse this card because it's dark and vanilla. So for it to be on the ban list limited to 2, not because it is powerful in its own archetype, it's actually quite funny, to be honest. Gold Sarcophagus, banish a card from the deck face up, and the second standby phase is added to your hand. It's quite okay as well. So far nothing is here. Vision Hero limited to still the same. Kite Roid is limited to 2, so for those of you who do not know, Kite Roid is actually quite an efficient card. You basically discard and you take no damage, and when it's in the graveyard, it has the same effect. So you can use this effect twice. But it all comes down to your deck, whether you have any space to add Kite Roid in where it won't mess up with synergy or end up as a brick. But essentially, Kite Roid is a very good side deck piece. Crystron Scythe is here as well, so a lot of Crystron cards apparently. Scrap Recycler. Okay, as a scrap player myself, I don't actively use Scrap Recycler, but the reason why Scrap Recycler is here is because of super heavy samurais. So essentially, they mill super heavy their Earth Machine monster into the graveyard, and then they keep special summoning, and then by the mid game, they already have like more than a few copies of these Earth Machine monsters in graveyard. So Scrap Recycler basically recycles it back 2 copies, two different Earth Machine monsters back to your deck, and you draw a card. So those of you who are planning to build Super Heavy Samurai, I really recommend you to use Scrap Recycler as well. Karakuri. Shiranui Squire, yes, Shiranui Squire is here as well. Lord Excel. Amazon Swordswoman is back to 2 copies, which is great. Dragooney Senatus. Oh, Dragooney Senatus. Okay, so as of late in the rank plays, Dragooney has been known to be one of the cheapest and most powerful rank decks ever. So to actually limit one of their core cards, like Senators, is gonna mess up their play like what happened to Magician's Rod in the previous ban list. But I feel that it won't affect it as much because there are multiple ways to get a Dragonity Synchro monster onto the field without using Senators. But most core plays require Senators, to be honest. Keeper Dragon Magic. This is just a tricky one because, like Elemental Hero Flame Man, you basically add a poly to your hand, or any fusion normal spell from your deck to your hand. So Keeper Dragon Magic is essential in a lot of like fusion based decks, so limiting it to 2 isn't gonna do much, to be honest, but in the end it won't affect much, to be honest. So oh, another Shiranui card. Thank goodness. Shiranui is getting more limits. That means we don't have to face a lot of more Shiranui players anymore. However, we will have to fear Alistair or maybe DM, or worse, DM invoked. Magician Dark Illusion. So DMs are still on some cards are still on the list here. Dakini is limited to 2. But why I do not understand. I mean, you summon it and then you pop a monster your opponent controls and it does piercing damage as well. But overall, it's an okay card, but I rarely see anyone use this card as well. Assault Blackwing, Raikyuri the Rain Shower. Okay, this is a very sad case because Assault Blackwings are very powerful, and for it to have one of the top rare cup cards being on a ban list is actually gonna hurt a bit because they won't have that many like floating effects anymore, I guess. But overall, I think it's still okay because you only adjust it to only. Sun Saga is limited to, and Invoke Magellanica as well is 2. Next up, let's go to limited. So here we have Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli. So Gem Knight fusions is still a thing here. Karakuri Merchant as well. And Karakuri Meru. Why? Dyna Hero for hire. So for higher decks are still having some problems because one of their key cards, Dyna, is still on the list. Woodland Sprite is here as well. So the thing about Woodland Sprite is because people actually make combos using Woodland Sprite because they spam it. You see the combo on YouTube, right, a few years back. They actually use this combo to actually get out the Exodia into their hand, so this is actually quite not surprising, it's still here. And Star Blast, one of the latest cards released in the tournaments. So basically you pay life points by multiple of 500 to get the level reduction. I would say this is worth it, but in the long run it's not really, because you'll be decreasing your life points a lot. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, life points won't matter as long as your combo can flow, so having it limited to 1 right after it got released is actually quite sad. It's not meaning that you can actually see how you can actually play it in most of your competitive decks. Desynchro is still here. Golden Bamboo Sword as well. So Golden Bamboo Sword combo with Woodland Sprite is one of the methods how they manage to get Exodia back into their hand. Restructure Revolution. So if you've been playing in early days of ranked plays of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, this is actually quite good because if you play with level monsters, especially the ones where you actually let your opponent draw cards and then you can spell summon a level monster from graveyard, and then you combo with Restructure Revolution, and then if the size of their hand is a lot, then you can basically do an OTK, and it's still around 2016 till now. It's still limited to one Champion Vigilance as well. Okay, to be honest, I never got to use Champion's Vigilance because in the early days of Duel Links, you literally had to farm a lot for this card through Kaiba. And whenever I did, I managed to get mostly econs as well from Kaiba, as well as Battle Ox. I had a lot of Battle Ox, copies of Battle Ox compared to this card. So far until now, I only managed to get one copy. And it's funny because it's limited to one, so yeah, at least having one copy is okay, I guess. Amazon's Onslaught is a continuous trap card. Case 500, blah blah blah. Still limited to one, so I'm not that worried. Neil Buckness as well. Identify Dark Lord. Type 0 Magic Crusher. Give and Take. Massive Morph. As well as Revival Gift. Okay. Let's see what is banned. Invoke Cositus is still banned, along with Cyberstein. Okay. That grass looks greener as well. Okay, so currently a lot of Invoke Cositus finally got banned. There isn't actually much to see, to be honest. Just that a lot of people that I know who actually invested a lot in Dragoonity, and having Santa's ban, which ban, like I said previously, actually hit a lot. So I'm gonna play a clip from my friend known as HazeDuel and his reaction the moment he knew Santa's got banned.
Not angry, right? I was not angry, right? I was not angry, right? Right?
So that's it for the BanList reaction, I guess. I would like to thank HazeDuel for allowing me to use that clip of his reaction to what has been updated in the BanList. And if you have time, please check out his channel on Twitch. The link will be in the description as well. Because he's a competitive rank player in Duel Links, as well as he plays various other kinds of games as well. So do check him out. And if you have anything you want to let me say like your reaction to BanList, as well as what actually might actually change the entire meta landscape of the competitive play, do let me know in the comments and I'll reply as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you later. So bye for now, and stay safe and stay indoors if you can.